People walk through life believing miracles come wrapped in bright lights, grand gestures, or dramatic moments. But sometimes, the biggest miracles enter quietly, disguised as an elderly woman in a faded sweater, holding a purse that looks older than the diner she walked into. That's exactly how this story begins, on an ordinary Tuesday morning, in a small town cafe where nothing extraordinary ever happened. At least, not until the day the waitress met the billionaire grandmother who would change everything. The morning rush had just ended when the bell above the entrance chimed softly. Most customers barely noticed the woman who walked in. She moved slowly, her back slightly hunched, her gray hair tucked neatly behind her ears. She wore clothes that suggested modesty, maybe even struggle, the kind of outfit that made people assume she lived on a fixed income. But her eyes, those sharp, sparkling eyes, held something that didn't fit her appearance at all. They held curiosity, amusement, and a wisdom that could silence a crowded room if she ever decided to speak loudly enough. The waitress, Emily, approached her with the same tired smile she gave every customer. She'd been on her feet for 6 hours already, juggling tables, delivering plates, and pretending everything was fine while her real problems waited for her outside the restaurant like shadows that refused to leave. She placed a menu on the table, but the old woman pushed it gently aside. "I'll just have a cup of tea, dear," she said in a soft voice. "In maybe a moment of your time." Emily blinked. Customers never asked for her time. They asked for refills, more napkins, extra sauce, or the manager. But not this. She nodded and returned with a cup of hot tea. When she set it down, the woman didn't reach for it immediately. She simply looked at Emily with a warm, almost knowing smile, the kind that made the waitress feel seen in a way she hadn't felt in a long time. "You're a kind girl," the woman said. "I watched you earlier. You treat everyone with patience, even when they don't treat you the same." Emily felt her cheeks warm. She wanted to brush it off, but the woman continued. "It's rare to find someone who gives kindness without expecting anything in return. So today, I want to offer you something." Emily laughed nervously. "Offer me what? A better tip?" The woman chuckled. "I'm offering you 3 wishes." Emily froze. For a second, she wondered if she had heard correctly. Wishes, like in fairy tales. She wondered if someone had put this woman up to it. But the woman just smiled. "I know what you're thinking," she said calmly. "But I'm not joking. I have the means to change lives, and today, I'd like to change yours. 3 wishes, anything your heart desires." Emily didn't know what to say. She could have laughed, walked away, or politely declined, but something in the woman's voice, something steady and sincere, made her stay rooted in place. "Why me?" she whispered. "Because kindness should never go unnoticed," the billionaire grandmother replied. "Now tell me, child, what is your first wish?" Emily's throat tightened. She thought of asking for money, a new house, a better job, or even a new life entirely. She thought of the bills piling up, the hospital fees for her mother, the constant fear of losing everything. But when she opened her mouth, none of those things came out. "My first wish," she said slowly, "is that you spend the money on someone who needs it more than I do." The diner fell silent around them. The billionaire grandmother stared at Emily as if she had just revealed a secret no one else had ever dared to say out loud. For a long moment, she said nothing. Her lips parted slightly, and her eyes glistened. "Child," she whispered, "do you even realize what you've just asked?" Emily shrugged, embarrassed. "There are people worse off than me. I'm managing. It's hard, but they deserve help more." The grandmother placed her hand over Emily's, her fingers trembling just slightly. You stunned me," she said quietly. "In all my years of offering this gift, no one, has ever asked for their first wish to be given away." Emily didn't realize the power of her request. She didn't understand that the grandmother wasn't just rich, she was a billionaire who secretly changed people's lives under the radar, a woman who believed true character revealed itself in the smallest moments. And Emily had just revealed hers without even trying. "I will honor your wish," the grandmother said. "I will donate a large sum today to a shelter in desperate need. They will survive because of you." Emily felt tears prick her eyes. She wiped them quickly, not wanting to cry in front of a customer. "Now," the grandmother continued gently, "you still have 2 wishes left. And I insist, these must be for you." Emily took a deep breath. She wasn't used to wanting things for herself. Life had taught her to settle, to make do, to put others first. She closed her eyes for a moment and allowed herself to imagine a life not defined by struggle. "My second wish," she whispered, "is for my mother to get the medical care she needs, without worrying about the cost." The grandmother nodded as if she had already expected this. "Consider it done. I will ensure your mother receives the best treatment available. Whatever she needs, she will have." Emotion broke through Emily's voice. "Thank you," she whispered, barely audible. "Now," the grandmother said softly, "there is one wish left. And this one must come from your heart. Think carefully." Emily's mind raced. She had already given away her first wish. Her second was for her family. What was left for her personally? She had never allowed herself to dream. She worked double shifts, lived in a small apartment, and spent her days serving others. She had forgotten what it felt like to want something just because it made her happy. After a long silence, she spoke. "My last wish is a chance. A real chance at a better future. Not money, not luxury, just an opportunity to grow, to become someone I can be proud of." The grandmother's eyes softened with pride. "You remind me of who I used to be," she said. "And because of that, I am going to give you more than a chance. I'm giving you a path. I own several organizations, education programs, skill institutes, scholarship funds. I will place you in whichever one aligns with your dreams. You will study, grow, and build a future that makes your heart feel full." Emily covered her mouth with a trembling hand. "A future, a real future. You deserve this," the grandmother said firmly. "You asked for the world to be better before you asked for your own life to improve. That kind of heart is rare." Before she left, the grandmother sipped her tea, leaving a simple note on the table with her contact information, a signature, and a promise. Emily held that note as if it were a key to a door she never knew she could open. The old woman stood up slowly, gathered her purse, and paused before walking away. "You didn't just impress me," she said softly. "You restored my faith." With that, she left the diner just as quietly as she had entered. But she didn't leave Emily's life. In the weeks that followed, everything changed. Her mother's treatments began, the shelter received a miracle donation, and Emily stepped into educational programs that opened doors she never imagined existed. 3 wishes, 1 heart, and a grandmother billionaire who understood that true wealth isn't found in money, it's found in the lives you help transform. And it all began with a simple cup of tea, and a waitress whose first wish left a billionaire speechless.